Falls from windows, a problem that won't go away. The saddest problem that we investigate are falls from windows. Every year, hundreds of people fall from windows, and many of these falls are fatal. And people who are falling from windows can be of any age. They can be children, college kids, adults, or even seniors. By far, the worst demographic that falls through windows are children. Children are naturally inquisitive, and the windows are their gateway to the outside, and they're very, very interested in what's going on out there, especially in brand new situations like a hotel visit or a visit to grandma's house where they haven't been there before. They're going to go right away to the windows. So beware, because if those windows are unprotected with the proper window latches, or they're too accessible or they're too weak, there can be a very rapid, very quick tragedy that happens. Child window falls are affected a lot by that novelty issue, and they're also affected by the placement of the furniture and other things that can allow children access. The children will climb on anything. HVAC convectors, baseboards, furniture, beds, bunk beds, windowsills, all of these things have been stepping stones to a disaster that I myself have been involved in, where I've investigated a child window fall. And then the next thing that happens is the child is able to open the window, they're very handy, and then there's a screen very often, and that screen gives the child a false sense of security. So they lean against it while they're busy looking outside, and the screen isn't strong enough to hold them. It pops out in a very rapid, snapping kind of manner, and out goes the child. The child has no chance to recover because they're off balance. And even if the parent is standing right next to them, they really have no chance to react. So please be aware of all of these types of issues. In the case of adults, sometimes we see adults falling out of windows due to a moment of inattention. They thought the window was closed, and they leaned against it, and it was open. You know, it's transparent material. That's pretty easy to happen, and happens a lot in hotels also. Beware. College kids are another demographic. They are known to be kind of nutty. They'll do all sorts of things. They may be impaired by drugs or alcohol or lack of sleep. Their beds may be right up against the window. They may be running down the hallway. All of these different things can be causes that lead up to a disaster of a window fall. Now, seniors have another situation. Many seniors, and also just impaired people, are in care facilities, and these care facilities sometimes have windows even that may have limit stops on them, but they're easily disabled. And you can have a person, a senior or a mentally impaired person, who decides that they just need to get out of the window for some reason, and they'll work very hard to disable the limit device and can literally crawl right out the window. So the bottom line is, building owners and managers need to understand all of these risks and harden their building accordingly, which means not only making sure that the windows only open 4 inches with very difficult to tamper with limit devices, and there's a definition for that. The glass, if it's old and weathered and thin, it may be time to replace that glass. And then the last thing is, let's understand what all those environmental climbing hazards are, and in some cases change it, like get the bed away from the window, get the furniture away from the window. If you have a story about a window fall, leave it in the comments below. I'd like to hear it.